It's tea with Kenny on a Wednesday night. Emergency press conference. So that's Dee. That was Kim's mom. Calm down. Who's that lady? So waiting on Kim. She's downstairs. We're going to go eat. I just got back from Atlanta. I walked in the door and she says, I need some white paint. I'm like, let me get in the door. So I washed my own fire suit. So I got it all put up at the shop. Said hi to Brody. I'm going to interview Kevin Rumley in the morning. I told Brody, I said, I've had enough. So I'll see you up at the shop at 11:30 on Thursday morning. Wash the dirt car, get everything ready to go for Springfield. And then we got a wedding on Saturday night. So I will not be racing anywhere this weekend. My next race would be Springfield, Missouri. Like November 15th, 16th, something like that. All right. So Bobby Allison. All right. People, I'm reading social media. There are a lot of people that are looking at this as like, what? What do you mean? Oh, now we're going to go back and make everything right? So Mike Helton told me one time, I thought Mike was mad at me when I gave my opinion about Carl Edwards. Well, he really wasn't. But there's a deal like, hey, don't believe everything you read and call me. So I assume I could call Mike, but I'm not going to because it's late at night and I want to give my opinion without hearing any information because I'm not a journalist. So I want to give my raw thought, what I think, the optics. In other words, why did they do that? What's that look like? So I don't want to hear the truth. I want to give you what's called an optical answer. I want to tell you what the optics are. In other words, what it looks like. Then somebody can call me and tell me what happened. You understand? It's like when something happens and somebody goes, oh, and that ain't really what happened. So what I'm probably going to say isn't really what happened, but here's what it looks like, okay? I know too much. I've talked to Bobby Allison 30 years ago, and he is pissed about not getting that 85th win. I said it because Bobby told me. He would say, I'm irked, Kenny, because Bobby doesn't cuss. And I learned that in Birmingham, Alabama at Bobby's shop. I was there because I'm that old. Went there with Rusty and Davey Allison was there, and Davey was working on his late model stock. And I think Clifford said a cuss word, and Clifford, you really irked me. Clifford was, we lost Clifford, but he was a wonderful soul, but he was the rebel. And so I know Bobby a little bit, okay? I know Bobby Allison a little bit. And he was highly pissed about not getting that 85th win. So I'm going to tell you what I think because of the way I think, okay? Now, I know NASCAR's watching this, so call me up and tell me really what happened. You probably won't, but I'm going to tell you what it looks like. It looks like Bobby Allison called my brother Rusty, and somebody called Roger Penske, and somebody got a hold of Mike Helton. And it looks like somebody said, hey, Bobby's getting up in age. This was wrong years ago. You need to make this right now while you can. So everybody heard Matthew Dillner. As reported by Matthew Dillner on Flow, he did a wonderful 3-minute deal. And here I am at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So Matthew broke it down. And, we talk about, oh, the economy's bad, the car count's down. Well, Matthew Dillner said back in those days, the car count was way down in NASCAR. So they married the Cup cars and the Grand American division, I believe. One of those, anyway, they married two divisions together. And Bobby said, hell, I'm going to run that car because it's faster. Bobby was a racer. Bobby Allison, Hueytown, Alabama, built his cars, had a neat little team. That's where Rusty and all of us get it from. Bobby is a racer, right? He taught Davey to be a racer. So Bobby's like, hell with that. I'm not running a cup car. I'm going to run this car. And he won the race. And it was a cup race. But it was kind of like, well, there was two together. But hey, it was a cup race. So, and here's what Matthew Dillner said. Tiny Lund, number 55, the Pepsi car, kick-ass like 68 Camaro. Later on, that series become like the Grand American Division. Something like that. But he won 2 races. Tiny Lund won 2. Well, they gave him his wins, and they gave it to him. Tiny Lund, 2-time Cup winner. But they never gave Bobby his win. So Bobby could never let that go. All his life. And here, he was tied with his nemesis. These older drivers, hey, we're pussies compared to them. Herman, watch your mouth. Sorry about that, but I'm not going to start the video over. I apologize. I never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize. So anyway, we're wimps, let's put it that way. So instead of using that word, we'll say we're wimps nowadays. Back in those days, when somebody hated somebody, they hated them the rest of their life. And that's the way those NASCAR guys were. I talk to Kyle Petty all the time. Kyle will tell you that Bobby Allison, Richard, all those guys, they still don't like some of each other. I mean, you know, I'm sure somebody's going to tell Darrell Waltrip this, but Darrell, none of those guys are angels. We get over stuff and we just roll on. Those guys born back in what were they born in, the 30s? Or no, I'd say 40s. See, Darrell's in his 70s, my dad. I'd say he's born in their late 40s, early 50s. Those guys hold a vendetta. They hate each other. My mama taught me, don't use the word hate, but they don't dislike each other. They hate each other. So now I've painted the picture for you. Bobby Allison moving one win ahead of Darrell Waltrip. Now he can die at peace. I mean, I just tell you the way I see it. So I think somebody got a hold of NASCAR. Maybe not Rusty, maybe not Roger, maybe somebody. But let me tell you, the optics, the picture, Jim France and Mike Helton. Jim France owns a NASCAR. Mike Helton, vice chairman. Those two are pretty much, they're NASCAR. Okay? So I don't like it when people do that, and I don't know why I do that. Okay? It's like period. Okay? Period. But that's what I think. So now whoever's involved, you probably got my phone number, text me and tell me what really happened. But to me, that's what really happened. Somebody got a hold of NASCAR and said, hey, Bobby's getting up there in years, need to make this right. So, you know, all right, I said what I said. Respond right here. Herman, say what you mean and mean what you say. So I said it. And I'm full of love. I love everybody.